Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are doing good. We have an El Clasico to feast upon in a matter of hours, and Real Madrid have an opportunity to get their hands on the first silverware of the year. In order to do that, we must first deal with Barcelona, and we have the possibility of facing Athletic Bilbao or Atletico Madrid in the final. But keeping all the possibilities of the future aside, we have to do an analysis on our rivals for today's game. Real Madrid obviously are the firm favourites. I would be shocked if somehow Real Madrid messed this up. In fact, if the team falters, my eyebrows would be raised so high it would almost touch my hairline. But of course, keeping the Madridismo spirit aside, at the end of the day, it's a game of football, it's a game of uncertainties. Unthinkable things have happened in the past, but we Madridistas are firmly behind our team to get the job done and, very importantly, retain the bragging rights. So in this video, we'll do the match preview of Real Madrid versus Barcelona. We'll go through the words of Carlo Ancelotti, and lastly, we'll end this video by doing the match predictions. So come on, let's get started. And starting by talking about the opposition that we face today, Barcelona are still a team recovering from the loss of their greatest player. The run of the field issues have been well documented. The Ronald Koeman era was cut short mid-season, as it just didn't seem that the Dutchman had the tools to take the team forward. But then Barcelona had the much-awaited return of their club legend Xavi Hernandez, and the Spaniard was tasked of giving Barcelona some hope. They desperately need someone who has a winning mentality, someone with an aura. Xavi certainly is a legend of the game, and players look up to him, aspire to achieve the heights that he did during his playing days, and that to an extent is useful while managing a team. He has been a part of many El Clasicos over the years, and he would share his experiences while getting his team ready for the big clash. But if we just talk about how the Xavi era has been going on, we can see there have been a mixed bag of results. The Spaniard had a very rocky start managing his childhood club. Obviously, they had to face the humiliation of playing in the Europa League. Bayern that night had schooled Barcelona even without hitting top gear, but since then Barcelona as a team seem to be improving little by little. There seems to be a structure in the gameplay which was long lost under Ronald Koeman. They are creating more chances, they have been showing some signs of working together as a team. You can see the players are coming to grips with the ideas that Xavi is trying to implement. The results entirely haven't been convincing, but there seems to be a sense of optimism. The fans are backing Xavi, they like the football that he has shown at times, and yes, they have this understanding that making Barcelona a powerhouse again is a long-term project. They accept the finding success in the short term is a bit far-fetched, but Barcelona faithful at the moment do believe that Xavi has a plan in place. And as for the team, the boss has received the support of the veterans in the side. The likes of PK have upped their game. Ter Stegen, who at times has looked lost this season, is recovering some of his previous level. They have signed Dani Alves, and at his age he's still showing he has plenty to offer to this Barcelona side. He has benched the youngsters and came up with encouraging performances in his first two starts. In the weekend against Granada, he showed that attacking wise he can still cause a lot of trouble to the opposition. And coming to the Barcelona midfield, they also have a plethora of youngsters who have been fancied by the coach in recent times. In the midfield, they have Gavi and Nico, who are expected to start. Both seem to be decent players who give plenty of scope for optimism. Gavi can put in some decent crosses. Nico has good movement and awareness. They bring a lot of energy to the midfield and are guided by the experienced Sergio Busquets. However, it's just going to be a mammoth job to dominate the midfield in this Clasico. They are going up against the Gala midfield of Real Madrid, who happen to be in good form, and certainly it is going to be a back-breaking task for Barcelona to grab hold of proceedings if KCM are on song. And lastly, speaking about the attack of Barcelona, the transfer dealings in the summer haven't made much of an impact. Memphis Depay seems to have lost his place in the side. Sergio Aguero very unfortunately had to hang up his boots due to his heart condition, but about Barcelona's attack there still remains a lot of question marks. It is likely that Luke de Jong will start in the front line. He seems to have a new life under Xavi. Things have started to pick up for him, and he has scored some goals of late. We can also count on Ousmane Dembele starting on the right. He is someone who is capable of doing unpredictable things, but the problem with Dembele is that we simply don't know what we'll get from him. Sometimes he plays like an amateur, he doesn't know what pass to make, his decision making is poor, his touches are off. Barcelona are still expecting to see something worthwhile paying all the money almost 5 years ago, and sometime Dembele comes up with some magnificent goals, makes some good dribbles, but again we can say he simply hasn't done enough. It's been a frustrating journey for the player and the fans, and what Barcelona missed the most at this point is someone with a clinical touch. They are creating more, but they don't have the quality up front, and going up against the likes of Militao and Mendy is going to be a challenge in its own. So definitely Xavi has some major thinking to do. He has been boosted by the inclusion of some important players who were out with COVID and injury. The likes of Pedri, Arujo and Ansu Fati are in contention to start, but their presence on the bench can also not be ruled out. Xavi may be a bit more careful to avoid a relapse, and there also seems to be a possibility of Barcelona fielding their brand new signing Ferran Torres. There were some issues in getting him registered in the past few days, but right in time he got the approval, and there is a possibility that Torres may be making his Barcelona debut, that too in an El Clasico. So definitely the Barcelona coach has a few choices, but again the question is, would those players have enough to overpower the mighty Real Madrid, who are the most high scoring team in La Liga? The Los Blancos are definitely the firm favourites on paper. The quality of the players that we currently have is superior to the Catalans. It's going to be a battle between experience and youth. In terms of coaching personnel and players available, we are the most seasoned team. We have been much more organised in recent times, and with the thumping of Valencia in the weekend, we can expect the players to be beaming with confidence. We must win the mental and physical battle, and hopefully with the right mindset Real Madrid will get the right result and qualify for the finals. Moving on, let's hear what the coach had to say in the pre-match press conference. He was asked about Alaba and about Real Madrid being firm favourites, but while previewing the match, Ancelotti said, "We come into the game in good shape and with utmost excitement. We want to have the right attitude that we need to try and come away with the Super Cup, which is the first trophy of the season." Then Ancelotti was asked if a defeat today would be a tragedy, and Ancelotti was diplomatic in this response. He replied, "Anything can happen in football. You can win, lose or draw. We can't draw this game as there has to be a winner come the end of the game. We'll have to perform the best we can whilst being aware that we are up against a strong opposition who have had more problems than us this season, but it's a one-off game between two teams who have the same objective, which is to reach the final." And on the same note, the coach was again questioned if the status of being favourites gives him a bad feeling. Does he fear crumbling under the pressure of rising expectations? And Ancelotti said, "No, I'm always really scared by every game. I was as nervous as I'd ever been for the Valencia game. The same goes for this match. I'd be worried if the players thought that they were the favourites. The players don't believe that, and nobody within our camp believes that we are the favourites. We believe that we are capable of putting in good performances and will be giving our all to win the game." And finally, the coach was asked for some thoughts on David Alaba and his adaptation in his new team. He responded, "I haven't asked him about his thoughts on the difference between Spanish and German football. He has adapted really well, and I didn't have any doubts that he would, because I know him and am aware what a good professional he is and the quality he's got. In recent years, he's played as a centre-back and has performed very well, and I think his partnership with Militao is working out really well for us." So that concludes the press conference thoughts of Carlo Ancelotti, and let's wrap up this video by doing the match predictions. In goal, the Belgian wall would be looking to keep a clean sheet along with the likes of Alaba, Mendy and Militao. In the right back position, Carvajal has been included, but there are some questions about his match sharpness. Would his conditioning be right to warrant a start? We'll have to wait and see, but I'll predict Lucas Vazquez will start on the right. He had a good game against Valencia, and I would be hoping he would show the same consistency and shut those Barcelona attacks coming from his side. In the midfield, KCM start, and in attack, the duo of Vinicius and Benzema would be ruffling the feathers of the Barcelona defenders, but again Ancelotti has a dilemma of whom to start on the right. Rodrigo may get the nod, but Asensio put in a good shift in the previous game, and I predict the Spaniard will be fancied by the coach. So that, as you see, is my predicted lineup, and as for the scoreline prediction, I predict Real Madrid 3, Barcelona 0. And that is all I have here. Do let me know what are your thoughts ahead of the game, and what scoreline are you predicting right in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care, glory to Madrid, and as always, a Madrid.